All right, I just want to explain that I've been forced into this position that I'm in. I presented mud fossils to Yale University several years ago, and they rejected them, and I could understand that, and they said that I would need CAT scans and DNA and all these kind of things, and that I should have things done that way, and I did. And they're still will not accept them all the way up till today. And I have 3 DNA tests, 7 CAT scans. Now, to go further with this, I saw this head was shown on America Unearthed, and Scott Walter said it was just a sandstone head and it never was alive, and he dismissed it and wouldn't discuss it with me after I confronted him. Now, the chemistry of it shows that that's the blood, that's ferrous oxide, the O2 and the O3 variety. The skull was crushed in. The nose has been displaced here. The bone foramens are all in the correct places. The irises of the eyes have eroded. It has some form of a cap on. You can slide a playing card up in here. We had it CAT scanned, and it shows the fracture in the skull and a sword or a blade of some sort looking puncture coming straight down through the top. Now, what happened was I decided, well, yes, it is sandstone, but that doesn't mean that it's never been real. So I had to figure out why the sandstone replaced the flesh, and I did. So I have that chemistry done as well. It's because the silicon dioxide, silicon in your skin is 50 times heavier than anywhere else in your body. And what happens is it mixes with the oxygen, silicon dioxide, which is feldspars, and that is sand. And the sand erodes away in a lot of cases, and you end up with mudstone underneath, which is the fleshy parts. And then you go in deeper than that, and you have limestones, which is the porphyritic type of limestone, which has all of these fibers in it. And I found all this stuff, and the chemistry's been done. DNA tests have been done, 7 CAT scans, 3 DNA tests. There's no question about it. So I've been forced into the position I'm in, and I've been rejected arrogantly and by all of these universities, Yale, Harvard, University of Texas, Johns Hopkins. I go on. I contact literally every single university, and virtually no responses at all, except the ones that responded were very arrogant and tried to put me in my place. Well, I have DNA evidence, and I have unimpeachable specimens that have undergone all this scientific scrutiny. And I'll show you what I did in a second. If you ever needed more proof than this is a lung sent into us, sent to me by a guy named Gary Evans, and he just found it and wanted me to identify it for him. It's obviously a lung, and I have all of the lung anatomy to show that. And this is where the airway comes in, and then it breaks off. This is the deoxygenated blood that is trying to get some new oxygen. As it gets oxygen, it turns red. There's no question the outside is coated with the pleura, and I have hundreds of lungs. And this one here is literally bleeding blood, so there's no question what it is, and that could be DNA tested. Absolutely no question. This stuff doesn't go bad. Everybody thinks it goes bad. It doesn't go bad like they think. The blood is chelates, and this has been proven. They found in the T-Rex blood. So it's just, we have to change the mindset of the people that are taking the money from the students and ignoring the facts. And if educators aren't intelligent enough to see what I just showed you in that mud fossil lung is this particular articulation of a normal lung, and this happens to be a human one, and that could be as well, I have no clue, but it is absolutely no question this. And if they think that avoiding this and ignoring this and saying, oh, that could be anything, all I can say is you're breaching your fiduciary duty. And your fiduciary duty is to the students, not to yourself, not to make yourself look like experts and you can't be wrong. Well, that's not going to fly anymore, because the students are the ones that are being hurt. All right, this is from a CAT scan, and we had 7 CAT scans done. They were done by Jesse Grant and Associates. Wonderful people. I'm going to show you their credentials in a minute. But the actual nail bed is here, and it's very apparent when you. And this actually is what was sent to them to do the scanning, and you can see the darkness of the bone black that's in here, and in the CAT scan, everything's very apparent. And there's the investment of the tendons on the side, these angular pieces. On the end is where the apical tuft is seen, and this is a completely eroded apical tuft. Any good anatomist can tell you, and I've had this done. Gil Headley, who is a world famous autopsy trainer, goes around the world and trains on doing autopsies. Checked out all my information. He agrees 100% with what I'm saying. Now, this finger, well, you saw it's pretty big, and we figure it's about for a 50-foot person, and that we have much bigger than that. Let me show you some other shots here. Now, this is the hand that we found that has that the fingers came from. There's a knuckle and there's a bunch of fingers that we found, and then this is the exact same articulation you have on your hand. Look at your own hand, lay it out like this in front of you. This is a left hand. The thumb goes this way, and we found the thumb, we found a finger off of here and a knuckle. This is just the palm, and this here runs up to here. This is a huge hand. It's 36 inches wide. Now, if you lay your hand back like that, you'll see a lift. There's like a lift in your hand there. That's the same thing here. If you follow the padding of your hand around here, that's this. It almost looks like frosting. If you look at it, it's now that has eroded out there. I think it's pretty much destroyed. It's been there for several years. Now, if you see this color here, you see that? That's a silver color. When you see that, that's from the silicon that's in your skin. That is really skin, and these will be separated by the layer of skin in the mud fossils. And this is what's considered mud rock, mudstone. The sedimentary part is the silicon dioxide, the feldspar, which is the mostly silicon like this that mingled with oxygen and turned into sand, really. And you end up with mudstone, and that's what this is. But it's been out there for years, and nobody's been interested, so it's pretty much deteriorated now. But I have the pieces, I have the knuckles and the fingers and so forth. But most of this is still out there. The material was extracted obviously on site, and I did the extractions, and we did it under plastics, masks, gloves, sterilized, everything, all the textbook, and sealed pouches, sent them off and labeled them, the whole 9 yards. Now, at Helix, which was the only one in the country would do this, based on the fact that they were going to be testing giants, and nobody wants to get involved in this. It's unbelievable, because this guy is a true hero that did this test. Now, and he did a fabulous job. Used all the latest extraction techniques and amplifications and so forth, and the DNA was dense. There was 100 base pairs, 2 separate regions they tested for, which was from this test, and they came out with all human, and all the negative controls were negative, and it came out with 100% human DNA. These are all the different the primers they used. And then it was sent to Eaton Biolabs, but it's all human DNA. And then Eaton Biolabs down here did the sequencing from the extracted DNA, and then they matched it to the database, and it's all human. So that's the story. That's what it is, and it needs to be looked at. If anybody in the expert field or anywhere, or the scholarly or intellectual archaeological world came up with this evidence, it would be jumped on. But it's like I'm not able to deliver it because I'm not in the club. Just not right. Literally the best people in the world did the CAT scans. Jesse Garant and Associates. There's not words that could express how wonderful these people were and how dedicated to science they are. And this just gives you an idea of their abilities. And they are deep, deep, deep on the cutting edge. And the CAT scans, they did 7 of them for us. They were 3D, color, all kinds of stuff. And they were in rock. Now, you don't go to your local CAT scan place and get rock scanned. This is very, very, very specific. And we had other ones done at University of Texas. Was really a waste of time. These people here are the ones you want to discuss things with. And they discuss things, and they don't just assume anything. Very, very, very nice people.